Greetings. It is my honor to give my congratulations to the class of 2020. My name is Andrew Shepherdson, and I am the Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students. I'm thrilled to welcome the class of 2020 and their friends and family watching from around the globe to the 101st Annual Undergraduate Commencement of Bentley University. When I thought about making these remarks on this, the most unusual way of celebrating your accomplishments, I knew it had to be special. So I went for a walk around a very quiet and very lonely Bentley campus. And I stood in front of the library, looking out on a Damien, and I remembered standing in almost the same location 23 years ago. I had been asked by the class of 1997 to speak at their baccalaureate. We had arrived together at Bentley in 1993, me and my first professional job and them starting out in college. They were a very special class to me. I saved those remarks in a blue folder in my office. And I thought someday there would be an equally special class that I would want to share these thoughts with. What class could be more special than the class of 2020? So here are some reflections on song lyrics that still inspire me, written by my favorite calypso poet. The song is called He Went to Paris. He went to Paris looking for answers to questions that bothered him so. He was impressive, young and aggressive, saving the world on his own. But the warm summer breezes and French wines and cheeses put his ambitions at bay. His summers and winters scattered like splinters, and 4 to 5 years slipped away. Well, class of 2020, 4 to 5 years have slipped away. Do you remember those questions you had when you first arrived on campus? Close your eyes. Think about that first day on campus. When you arrived, moving into campus, walking around, those questions like, where is my classroom? Will I fit in? What will my roommate be like? What will the food be like? Then there were bigger questions that came along in your classrooms, in your late night conversations, in conversations with mentors and friends. Questions like, who am I? Where am I going? What is my mission? What do I want to contribute to the world around me? You didn't get to answer all of those questions because other things got in the way, like the times you spent in your clubs and your teams, in service learning, in internships, in group projects, and more group projects, and then some more group projects, and of course all the fun that you had. Bentley challenged you to think in new ways and to learn from diverse perspectives. What do you want to contribute? What is your mission? Think about those questions and keep those at the forefront of your mind. Then he went to England, played the piano, and married an actress named Kim. They had a fine life, she was a good wife, and bore him a young son named Jim. And all of the answers and all of the questions he locked in his attic one day, because he liked the quiet, clean country living, and 20 more years slipped away. I know that family is important to you, and I've had the great opportunity to meet many members of your family. And I've been in communication with many members of your family over the past 3 months. Take a moment now, whether they're sharing the screen with you, whether they're down the hall or around the globe, to show your appreciation for them. Now, think about your Bentley family. You will never have this experience again in your lives, where you live, eat, sleep, go to school, surrounded by your peers, having the same experiences, climbing the same hill, surviving the same GBs. Your future communities will not have everyone on the same path with you, going to the same goals, going in the same directions. Cherish and nourish these friendships. Sure, technology will help you keep connected, but it can too easily make those relationships too superficial. Take the time to engage with each other. And now that you're sitting here thinking about your Bentley experience, take next week to reconnect with your Bentley peers that you might not have seen over the summer or talked to, and cherish those friendships. Well, the war took his baby, bombs killed his lady, and left him with only one eye. His body was battered, his whole world was shattered, and all he could do was just cry. While the tears were falling, and he was recalling answers he'd never found. So he hopped on a freighter, skidded the ocean, and he left England without a sound. Class of 2020, you've had your tragedies. You've lost 2 members of your class while you've been here, and you've had your own personal and family tragedies that you've survived. And of course, your Bentley experience ended without all the fanfare and opportunities for closure. Those last time moments, like the last time you cross the bridge, the last time you go in a creator one, the last time you sit on the green space, you didn't have those opportunities. And I'll never forget walking from Rao to the Student Center, watching as you packed up your dorm rooms. The sadness and the despair in your faces as you wondered when you would ever get a chance to come back to campus. But you've learned something through all of this. You've learned you can't control what will come your way. You've learned to have resilience and to persevere and to survive through it. You've learned how to pivot like no generation before. All of these experiences will help you in the future and help you survive in a world that we can't always predict. Now he lives in the islands, he fishes the pylons, and drinks his green label each day. Writing his memoirs, losing his hearing, but he don't care what most people say. Through 86 years of perpetual motion, if he likes you, he'll smile and he'll say, "Jimmy, some of it's magic, some of it's tragic, but I've had a good life all the way." That last line gets me every time. That's why this is my go-to song when I need to change my perspective. How could he say it was a good run when he had so much tragedy and so much hardship in his life? I think it's how you want to put it all together. Will you remember your Bentley experience from the last few weeks of your time here? Will you focus on the good times and let those rise to the top and let those be the memories that carry forward? Do you remember Ed Garrity speaking to you during your orientation under the library tent? He implored you to view the world as a glass half full perspective. Just before he taught you as a class to create a summer rainstorm right here on the Bentley campus. Don't lose sight of that positive perspective. Don't lose sight of the importance of fun in your life. Fun creates memories, and that is what will carry you throughout the hard times. Class of 2020, don't forget the big questions, especially how you want to contribute to the world around you. We need you. Cherish and nurture your family, including your Bentley family. Know that you have resilience and you can persist through many of life's challenges. And have some fun and create good memories and have a positive outlook. Congratulations again from all of us here at your alma mater. I'm honored to share this virtual stage with a few of your classmates who will reflect on their academic experiences. After they speak, we'll celebrate each of you by reading the names of all of this year's graduates.
Hello, class of 2020. For those who don't know me, my name is FABIOLA, or Fabi for short. It is such an honor to have the opportunity to speak to you all today. I know this isn't how we imagine things, but nonetheless, we're all still here and we made it. Though our time at Bentley had been cut short, we were all still able to enjoy so much time there. I would like to take a few minutes to express my gratitude. We've made everlasting relationships with people from all over, and we've learned so much. I'm incredibly thankful for all the good and the bad that I've experienced at Bentley. My time at Bentley has shown me that though there's so much good, there's so much we can do to improve as a community. I'm so thankful for the mistakes I've made and the lessons that they taught me. I'm thankful for the friends that have come and gone, but had the pleasure of experiencing. And I'm so thankful for the friends that are still by my side. What I'm most thankful for is finding out who I am and the person I want to become. When I first started my time at Bentley, I was a very anxious person. I hated taking risks because the unknown scared me. And sometimes it still does. I don't enjoy being the center of attention, and I love being by myself. All those feelings were immediately challenged the second I was accepted into the Summer Transitional Education Program, or STEP program for short. I forged bonds of friendship that were rooted in love and trust with staff and other students. I was still very quiet and still very anxious. I didn't want to make mistakes that would cost me those bonds. The feeling of having to be a perfect friend all the time consumed me. Fast forward to now, those notions seem so ridiculous. I've realized over time, people will love and accept you for who you are. We're all human, and we're all imperfect. They will accept the crazy, the funny, the loving, and the weird sides of you. They accept the good and the bad. As for my anxiety, it is better, excuse me. Look at me now. I'm standing here talking to all of you. After being in the real world for what feels like forever now, reality has hit me harder than ever. We're living in a time where the world is almost forcing us to be fearful and anxious about the unknown, and it feels like we have no control over it. It brings me back to my freshman year, the anxiety of being new and not knowing what to do next. And yet, during this time, I found incredible amounts of courage. I found my voice, I found my strength, and I found the undeniable will to keep moving forward. When quarantine first hit us, I felt stuck in time. I felt robbed, and I felt like our moment was being taken away. What I've realized is the key word in that sentence is moment. Life isn't all about moments. If you spend too much time mourning the loss of one moment, you might miss your next. Sometimes you have to slow down and enjoy the time within those moments. The biggest lesson I'm taking away from this entire experience is that we all have a limited amount of time. If we're lucky, we might get to live for the next 55 years, maybe even more. The truth is that we don't know. This isn't meant to come off cynical or depressing, but a call to action. We don't have all the time in the world. So if this pandemic and the current race relations in the US has shown me anything, is that time is precious. You can be here for one moment and not here for the next. You can plan every single detail of your life, but it won't matter if life throws you another curveball. We can't predict when these things will happen, so when life gets rough, I'm happy to have my family and the amazing friends around me that I've made here. So yes, I'm asking all of you guys to go off into the world and don't waste your time. Make a difference and leave your mark. Be a part of history and influence the next generation. But live your lives in your truths. Don't just exist. Listen to everyone, but don't just hear. Be kind to everyone and don't just be nice. Love with everything you have, don't just be in life. Be aware of what's going on around you and stand up for what is right. It is not enough just to pursue every moment. We must use each moment given to us as an opportunity to do good. Remember to hug the people you love and to call your friends. So follow your dreams, make goals, and follow through on them. Take chances and weigh out your risks. Make sure you're spending your time with people you love and make sure you're doing what it is that you love. You just don't know when your time will be up. So with that, good luck, Falcons. We will all do great things. Just make sure you don't spend too much time regretting the missed moments or too much time waiting for your next moment. We need to all make it count, so seize your moment. And with that, be safe, take care of one another, and remember to wear a mask. And please don't forget, justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for Elijah McClain, and Black lives will always matter.
Hello to everyone watching. If we haven't already met, my name is JINNY CHọi, and I was invited here today by the team that's putting together this wonderful virtual commencement to share a little bit about my Bentley story. And I'm really excited to share a little bit about why I'm so grateful for my Bentley experience. I grew up in a really small town in New Jersey with wonderful, hardworking parents who immigrated from South Korea about a month before I was born. So when I started applying for colleges, they didn't know much about the FAFSA or what to get for a dorm room or the gazillion other things that no one ever tells you need to prepare for college. So I relied mostly on YouTube videos and Pinterest mood boards for guidance. So when I arrived on campus in August 2016, I was really eager to get an education and to make mine and my parents' dreams come true. I had been following the Bentley orientation team on social media for the entire summer, and I was really looking forward to meeting new people and making all those lifelong friends that everyone talked about. But despite being led by really fun and energetic orientation leaders, the orientation program just wasn't for me. And that week proved to be probably my loneliest week of college. I really struggled to connect with other people, and I just wasn't vibing with the icebreakers and the hypnotist show. Ultimately, I just really missed home. So after a few weeks of struggling with this transition, I started looking into transferring to another university, but only under the condition that I had really given it my all at Bentley. I saw that everyone else around me was having a great time. People were doing well in their classes, getting on campus jobs, and all of that, and I knew I would regret it if I also didn't give it one last chance to have a similar experience. So I pushed myself out of my Miller dorm room and started getting involved. And that was definitely the best decision I've made in college. Through getting involved, I've met so many people who encouraged me to get to know the person that I wanted to be and the person that I could be. And I've grown so much more confident in my own abilities. I surrounded myself with uplifting and intelligent students, staff, faculty members who supported me unconditionally and made my decision not to transfer worthwhile. So I ended up graduating, having been involved with more than 20 student organizations and departments on campus, and I even ended up joining the orientation staff to be for new students what I needed my first semester at Bentley. So when I think back on what I've learned at Bentley, it isn't that assets equals liabilities plus equities, but primarily it's that you are the average of the people around you. And I'm incredibly grateful to have been surrounded by some of the most compassionate and hardworking people that I've ever met, and I wouldn't have met them without Bentley. My Bentley network took a really scared first-generation college student and guided her to become the best version of herself. And I'm sure that everyone else in the class of 2020 has so much gratitude for their people as well. Whether or not we actually take enough time out of our days to show that appreciation is a different story, but each graduate definitely has so many people who have helped shape them into the business leaders that they are today. So on behalf of the class, thank you to the staff, faculty, friends, and family members for being part of our crazy journey. I personally would like to thank Antonio and the Res Life staff, Michelle, Matt, and the SP&E staff, Doreen and the Student Affairs staff, and BL and the orientation team. And of course, thank you to my brother, my sister, and my parents. 엄마하고 아빠한테 너무 고맙고 너무 많이 사랑해요. To the class of 2020, always remember to be kind unconditionally, believe in yourself, and thank the people who have helped you get to where you are today. Because when you're grateful for everything that you have, you'll be successful in everything that you do. Congratulations and best of luck out there.
Hi everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Gabrielle CASALINO, better known as Gabby or Gib-Gab. Shout out Bentley Softball. First off, I want to share that I am very humbled and honored to be speaking today during our virtual commencement ceremony. Fun fact, it was on this exact day, on Monday, August 22nd, back in 2016, that the very first students of our class, the class of 2020, came onto campus to begin their journey with the Alana program. Then, just 2 short days later, the rest of us flooded the streets of Waltham with our packed cars and U-Hauls, ready to move in and begin orientation. Oh yes, I mean it when I say flooded. We backed up traffic from campus all the way to 95. Clearly, our class was a big deal from the very beginning and one to make a lasting impression. So in my eyes, it is very fitting we would be finishing our Bentley experience in this unique fashion of graduating virtually. Just like everyone else, quarantine has provided me with lots of time to think and try to comprehend the situation we were thrown into. I thought back to when I was leaving for college 4 years ago, and I remember my grandfather telling me, "It's not what you know in life, but who you know in life." At the time, I didn't think much of it. Yeah, okay, Grandpa, you got it. I'll see you at Thanksgiving. My goal back then was just meet as many people as I could. But now, his words all make sense to me. Coming into Bentley, we believed we would experience a senior year just like any other Bentley student. We thought we would be completing a full 4 years on campus, thought we would be enjoying our iconic Bentley traditions, and thought we would be graduating in May under a tent on lower campus. However, with our reality of the past 6 months finally setting in, we must resort back to the second half of my grandfather's advice, who we know in life. I truly believe our class is a bond like no other. Want to know why? Well, it all began day 3 of freshman year. Yes, I am referring to those gross memories of us hiking up the Smith stairs every morning to the dreaded humid tent with our orientation groups. But it was under this tent that our class's connection was sparked by our very own NAVA. With his Dear World speech alone, we saw firsthand the power of lowering your shield. Since then, we used this advice given to us by our orientation leaders and created a bond that has grown and evolved into what it is today. This is what my grandfather was trying to tell me, to lower my shield and create connections with everyone around me. The ability to connect with others who may have faced similar challenges is empowering, but the ability to listen and learn from others who may have tackled completely different challenges is even more empowering. Every interaction in Jennison during your 11 a.m. class, every conversation while enjoying your $3 drink at Harry's, or even every friendly smile while in line at Corrido has connected each one of us together. We have woven a web of social connections that cannot be broken. I know I will forever cherish my friendships I made at Bentley. From my O-Team fam, to my Bentley softball sisters, to even my athletics marketing coworkers, my Bentley family will always be close to heart no matter the distance. Continue to stay in touch because the class of 2020's bond is something so special and one to never forget. Even if it's years from now, reach out to one another, meet up for a coffee chat, and don't hesitate to send that text. Now, as you enter to the next chapter of your life, always remember to keep your shield low, just as we were encouraged to as Bentley freshmen. Reach out to your coworkers, your peers, and the strangers you encounter. Get to know who they are and create that connection. Continue to listen intently, speak purposefully, and become comfortable being vulnerable. For you don't know what will happen in the future, but you can control who you will know, who you create connections with, and who you share those special memories with. I know this because it was my classmates who got me through these last few years, and it was those around me who got me through the past 4 months. Tomorrow is not promised to you, but with the right people by your side, you could chase your dreams and make anything happen. So with this, I say not goodbye, but a see you later. Perhaps in the Bahamas? It has been a great honor to create my own relationships with you all, and I know our class's bond will remain for the decades to come. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Hello everyone, my name is NAVA and I served as the SGA president from 2019 to 2020. Now I'm sure this is not what you imagine your graduation will look like, sitting next to your family members in your living room while your inboxes overflow with work emails. And I'm sure we were all looking forward to the days when we'd come back from spring break and spend hours on the green space, or having some cover-free fun down on Thursday nights in Alston. Now I can't say the name of the bar for obvious reasons, but I think we all know what I'm referring to. However, I think today we should focus more so on the 3.5 years before spring break than the 6 weeks we missed after that, because I think those years define our Bentley experience. And as great as our in-person graduation could have been, I think that there are far more important things we should be focusing on. A lot of events transpired since we were together, and a lot of our families have dealt with a great deal of loss. These events remind us to look beyond ourselves and that we are entering a world that desperately needs us. We are going to be stepping into roles at firms with large amounts of money and plenty of influence, and it is our responsibility to not look past any type of institutional racism or inequalities. There is no institution that is too large or too old for any type of change. Just look at Bentley. Look at all the changes that have been made in the past couple of months. Now, this seems like a daunting task, but I think that as long as we have our health, our family, and our friends, we have a lot to look forward to. And as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And I think that we're headed in the right direction. Now, before I wrap up, I do have a couple of things to say. First, don't forget to vote this November. And also, Black Lives Matter. Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2020.
As always, Bentley students say it best. I'm fond of saying that no university loves their seniors like Bentley. And although I was not able to say that in person like I usually do, please know that it is true. You are our special class, and over the years, we will work to make sure you feel that love. I look forward to reunions and events, 4 to 5 or even 20 years from now. When you see me and you say proudly, Dean Shep, it's me, class of 2020. I am special. And I say, yes, yes you are. Now it's time for the reading of the names. On the screen, there are instructions on how to listen to your name. Names will be read in alphabetical order by last name. After all the names have been read, the 101st Undergraduate Commencement ceremony will officially conclude. But don't forget that the Bentley community wants to celebrate you too. Please share any photos you take today using hashtag BentleyU2020. Once again, congratulations, class of 2020. You did it.